is a 19-year-old lady, and she
I see you, you see me, that's what I like to see, no shit but I'm positive. Yo, I'm Anonymous Beanie Man and not for short, and we're about to watch this video by ObesetoBeast, crazy name, about a TikToker who quit Ozempic to eat food and bust that stomach open. That's the plan, watch the show, me y'all.
Express today. I'm gonna tell you what I got and then I'm gonna shut up because today has been a tiring day and I have nothing to talk about really. So I got a bigger plate. I got half chow mein, half super greens because their super greens are so garlicky and it's like so good.
She not lying, this is something I would definitely eat, but Panda Express isn't even that good at all really, so I don't really get it, but if I did, this is pretty much what I would get.
I got hot orange chicken, regular orange chicken, and
that is the amount
She got a side of
of food here is extreme. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of an update on someone that we've talked about before in the past. So today we are going to be talking about Shirin JKA. She is a realtor now, I guess, but she is a 19-year-old lady, and she puts a lot of content on TikTok, which is her kind of eating food, really, is a majority of what her content is now.
You know, people say it ages you when you're heavy. She's younger than me. Girls like Kava. Girl, what you know about Kava?
Now at this point. But previously in the past, Shirin had kind of talked about wanting to lose weight and how that was something that was important to her. And she was actually even on a GLP-1 medication and she was taking that, but then she decided that she no longer wanted to do that because she was saying that she didn't like how it made her feel and it was just a little bit too difficult. So we made a video talking about that. But recently, it seems that she has kind of just gone back into doing these full day of eating mukbang videos, and the foods that she is eating are just really not healthy, right? And the reason that this is interesting to me is because this is
Yeah, she would have been better off with some orange chicken and some super greens, girl. You could keep it simple and sweet if you want to lose weight.
indicative of a larger, I don't want to call it problem, but a larger issue or thing that I've seen going on with the internet where people will
Larger?
kind of just do what is easy, especially when it comes to content for them. But the thing that's interesting when it comes to food content and eating content is that a lot of people that are interested in making eating content, right, respectfully, are kind of larger individuals that are kind of maybe struggling with their food, and they go into it wanting to make eating content and share maybe a weight loss journey, right? So that's something that they want to do, but then they realize that, oh, if I just actually eat quote
I commend people who are able to get on camera and put everyone all up their ass as their ass slowly melts off their body. Um, I mean, I don't know if it's been noticeable, but I've been thick and thin on here. I think the difference is way more noticeable if you go back all the way to my first video or around when I first started my channel. I don't recommend you do that because it's so fake. Um, yeah, but what was the point of me saying this? Oh, I put people in my business enough on here. I wouldn't be able to handle that.
unquote unhealthy food, which is easier for me to do because it's what I want to do anyways, I get a lot more attention and therefore I make more money and I get, you know what I mean? It's the economy of attention, right? The attention economy. The more attention I have, the better that I'm doing, right? And so when you start to notice, oh, if I post videos of me eating unhealthy food, that does 4, 5, 10 times as well as when I try to actually lose weight and eat healthy food, right? And so I think that that's kind of what is happening with Shirin right now. So I wanted to go over these
There
past
has to
two
be
kind
some
of
kind of
full day of eating
loophole
or
though.
mukbang videos
Like
that she made.
you don't have to do this. Like we all make choices, but I could say something crazy, do something crazy just for some views, and it's like not that serious because I care about building a community that actually gives a fuck about each other. Y'all can only give a fuck about me so much, but as long as y'all cool in the comments, and that's what I like to see. That's, I don't know, it might be cliche, corny, virtue signaling. But yeah. Oh, oh, oh my God. Oh my God. Who is that? Oh my God.
And just kind of go over them.
I got the bag. I got Panda
So that's kind of how she starts a lot of her videos, is that she got the bag, right?
Express today. I'm gonna tell you what I got and then I'm gonna shut up because today has been a tiring day and I have nothing to talk about really. So I got a bigger plate. I got half chow mein, half super greens because their super greens are so garlicky and it's like so good. I got hot orange chicken, regular orange chicken, and
Why did you need a smaller bum ass size of orange chicken? You have a mountain in front of you. That are you not? Is this like an ED? Cause I once upon a time I couldn't stop eating, and I was never full. After I fasted, and been on and off cartridges, weed, vapes. It's I don't know. It's a multitude of things just naturally suppress my appetite, so I can't sit and eat anymore. I get sick. And then it turns into, oh my God, I'm eating. Oh my God, I'm eating ill. Ew, I'm eating ill. This tastes disgusting. It smells disgusting. I'm eating. So yeah.
That is, the amount of food here is extreme to a point where you don't need to eat this much. Like, no one needs to eat this much at all, right? Like this.
Well, sorry, boo. Powerlifters definitely need to eat. I would say the average weightlifter needs to eat this. Have you ever seen a big ass buff nigga eat? This is. I'm not gonna lie. Some people actually do need to eat this much. No
Is
shade.
again,
No shade. It's not her though. She don't need to be eating this much. But
and I'm not even sure. Who knows? Maybe she's not even going to eat all of this, right? But the reason that this is a
you look buff. You look like you eat that much. I'm not saying he looks big. I'm just saying he looks like.
problem, in my opinion, is that
I could use a couple burgers. Did you see my ass a few videos ago and how flat it is? Oh, girl.
I wouldn't be surprised if the reason she ordered so much food, or a big part of it, was she knew she was going to record a TikTok, and she also knows that the more food, the more ridiculous it looks in the thumbnail, the more people are going to click on that video, right? That is the life of a content creator. And that is what the problem is, right? I think about it in, this is going to be maybe a cheesy metaphor, but like I think about it in, like, right now I've been making a lot of book content on my book page on Instagram and stuff like that, right? And I imagine if I were to be like, okay, I want to start reading classic literature that's like really difficult to read, like Dostoevsky and things that would really challenge me, and I want to make content on that, right? And so I go down that road and I start trying to read Crime and Punishment, the Brothers Karamazov, like really difficult books to read, right? That really strain, like it's a big strain. It's very hard for me to like understand them. Like, because that is true. It's very hard for me to understand them. I read Crime and Punishment. And it was the hardest book that I've ever read, right? But if I was really trying to do that with all these classics and Russian literature and like really trying to do that, but then I'm like, you know what? I just want to have fun and read a fantasy book, which, no hate, I love fantasy. I'm not trying to say that there's anything better or worse about these, right? But that is easier for me to do, right? It is easier for me to read a fantasy book. And then I read that fantasy book and I decide to make a video on it, and then bam, that video pops off and it gets 20 times as many views as the, Russian literature classic videos that I'm trying to make. It is so hard as a content creator to be like, well, I'm going to go back to the thing that is harder, more difficult for me to do, and on top of it, it's going to get significantly less views, right? And that is, we're talking about reading, which, if I do that.
Yeah, I'm experiencing this weird limbo on my channel where some videos to do with my art are getting attention, and then other reaction videos are getting more attention, and it's like I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. So even if I had a platform, I'd be watching whatever the fuck I want. Of course, with recommendations or whoever wants to see whatever with me, but I'd still be watching what I want. So, but maybe that's what's harming me. I need to stop doing that. Maybe, I don't know.
Who cares, right? There's nothing bad is going to happen to me other than I'm not reading those things. I'm not doing the thing that I wanted to do, but the only person that really hurts is myself, in the aspect of I'm not, reaching the heights that I was trying to do. I'm not challenging myself in the way that I wanted to. But when we're talking about, I don't know if that made any sense, but when we're talking about food content like this, it is much more harmful to go from, I'm going to try and eat healthier, I'm going to try and share this journey, I'm going to, do these things. You notice those videos aren't doing super well, and on top of it, it's difficult to eat
Why
this
is
healthy
he called ObesetoBeast? Does he like make videos on fat people regularly, or what? Why? Why
food
is
because you're not
this his
enjoying it
name?
as much. You would rather have something else. It's difficult, right? So it's difficult. And then on top of it, you're not getting that many views. You're not getting that much attention. And then you go and eat Panda Express or something that's quote unquote unhealthy. And then all of a sudden you're getting 10 times as many views. It is so
Panda.
unbelievably hard to be like, well, I don't care. I'm just going to keep doing the thing that isn't going to get as many views and is much more difficult for me to do, right? I'm sure there's people that do it, but it makes it very, very hard. And something that I've noticed is that people will try to be like, okay, well, I'll do mainly healthy content, and then I'll try and have, like I'll do mukbangs that are unhealthy only every once in a while, right? We think about like Hungry Fat Chick. That's something that she's been doing for a very long time, and she actually has lost a pretty good amount of weight from her heaviest, right? So I'm not saying that it's impossible, but as we've seen with Hungry Fat Chick, she kind of ends up falling off, and then it's just easier to do the thing that ends up getting the more views, right? And I feel like that is exactly what is happening with this young woman, because like it is so much easier to just eat this unhealthy food, and it's more enjoyable for her to eat this unhealthy food, and she gets more attention eating this unhealthy food than it is to eat the healthy food and do the thing that's a little bit more difficult, right? I hope that made sense.
Have like cheat meals instead of consistently eating bad. Like, why not? Why not? Sprinkle the bullshit in and then surround your content on that. Is that also gonna harm her views too? I mean, I probably imagine there would be like a steady decrease, but there has to be a way to blend the two worlds if you really want to eat fattening food that goddamn bad. Girl, as soon as my mama walked in my room when I was 15 and she said, the results came back, you're gay. Oh, wait, no. The results came back, you're pre-diabetic. I was like, oh, girl, no, absolutely not. I was eating coffee cake, Debbie cake, oatmeal cream pie, cake. I was eating all kinds of cake. Zebra cake, girl, giraffe cake, alligator cake. Any kind of cake I can get on and it would fit under my titties. I don't really have much titty action right now. They just perky. But anything I can get my hands on, I was eating. And then after the health scare, that really, really worked, bitch. It really worked. That's why I don't understand why health scares don't really be shaking niggas in their boots to like get shit right. Because after I heard I was pre-diabetic and then I needed to get tested for fucking thyroid, bitch. Oh, fuck no. Fuck that. So I got on my probiotic, I got on my water, I got on my juice, I got on my fish, I got on my burger. I've been watching a lot of Javon and them. That's why I'm saying that. I gotta stay equilibrium. I've been saying that a lot too. Shut up. Hello?
Their sesame chicken. And then also an order of cream cheese ragoons.
Okay, never mind. This is a lot of food. But again, you don't need to be eating this much, but maybe somebody else. You know what's crazy? Even somebody else with a more toned physique, I'll say. They possibly could be diabetic too, just because they're in shape. So this means nothing, but specifically for her, no. Girl, you know better. Oh, girl.
So like
Oh, they're talking about it being an
clearly
ED
this
too.
is not like there is a difference between, let me show you what I'm eating all day, right? And then showing the food that you're eating, maybe a clip of you putting it in your mouth just because, you're filming your full day of eating, right? That's one thing, but it's a completely different thing to just sit there silently and eat food in front of a camera. It is so, I'm sorry, but it is bizarre to me. Like it is, what is the value here? What is the value here, right? I don't get it. Like I really don't understand.
So this is a fetish. I think it's called feederism, and that's another reason why she could be playing into this. She might be dog whistling something here.
So let's just scroll through, right? So I think that it truly is just her eating for 2 minutes.
I got the bag.
And that's, I mean, That's the content. All right, and this next one that I want to show you guys is actually a full day.
And people are watching the watch me, y'all. Watch me. I have substance. I'm not always high energy. I'm not always quick and witty with it, but nigga, I'm real. As real as I can be for the most part.
Of eating, so let's go ahead and check this one out.
Hi everyone, this is everything that I eat today. Right now it's 1:08. I woke up at 7:30. I don't intentionally skip meals at all. I get busy and then I forget
Ew,
about
is
it.
this arugula? Ew.
So that right there, right? That is a problem in my opinion. Am I saying
Wait,
have to eat?
I wasn't listening.
So that
30. I don't intentionally skip meals at all. I get busy and then I forget about it.
So that right there, right? That is a problem in my opinion. Am I saying you
I forgot my salad.
have to eat breakfast, right? No. But something that happens so much is that people will end up either intentionally or unintentionally skipping a meal. And then because of that, they feel like they can kind of have whatever they want for the next meal or maybe even the next 2 meals because they're like, well, I skipped 1 meal, so if I eat fried chicken right now or whatever, choice you make, it's not that big of a deal because I didn't even have breakfast or I skipped a snack or you know what I mean, whatever. Like, I think as humans, we are very good at rationalizing decisions that we make, right? Because no one really wants to feel bad about the choices they make, right? So we're very good at rationalizing why the choice that we make actually makes complete sense, right? And like, I mean, I did it today. I'm gonna be honest, right? I went to the gym and I was like, I don't feel like doing cardio, and so I didn't do cardio. And I remember I was walking home and I was texting a man and I was like, yeah, I didn't do cardio today, but I ran 6 miles yesterday, and then the day before I did 40 minutes on the stair climber. So I've done a lot of cardio this week, and like, it's not like she was expecting me to explain to her why. You know what I mean? I was just trying to explain it to her because I knew that I was like, I need to feel good about this decision that I made, right?
Okay.
And I feel like that's exactly what happens so often when people are like, well, I skipped breakfast and I don't normally do this on intention.
This is how my fasting started. I would skip meals unintentionally, and then I just become conditioned to just not be hungry. So I force myself to eat still to this day, because I will go all day without eating. I will. I'll just be drinking fluids all day, all day, all day. So that's why I'm kind of like hamburger body, because I'm not really eating as much as I need to. PSA, don't do what I do, bitch. I need to be eating more, okay? And when I'm all buff and like strong and like hot and sexy, it's because I'm packed with protein. I'm not funny.
Intentionally, but I think that subconsciously we do it because we know that if we don't have breakfast, it's an easier pill to swallow, I guess, to have a lunch or a dinner or a gigantic meal at night, right? I'm gonna have a whole pizza, but
this is only okay in moderation though, so I'm just talking in a circle.
Barely ate anything all day, right? Something that you hear so often, and whenever I hear that, it kind of, it's like a red flag in my brain.
Anyhow, I saw this.
Yeah, I had fast food one time this month, so if I wanted, I could eat fast food for the next 2 days.
Recipe on TikTok of like a potato sandwich type of thing. So I made it with sweet potatoes.
Arugula is so nasty, girl.
A bit messy, but I hope it tastes good. Okay, cheers.
It won't.
Wow.
Bro. It feels intentional, right? The messiness of eating this, like, brother, just use a fork and knife. Like, I understand it's supposed to be a sandwich, but clearly this thing is too full. Like, what are you doing?
He's kind of being nitpicky. I wouldn't use a fork for this either. Girl, please. Why are we sitting here watching it?
I'm going to have some of these chocolate quinoa crisps. I'm going to have a serving, so about 8 to 9 of them. I'm making homemade chocolate chip and mini M&M cookies right now because I'm meeting a new client tomorrow and I want to give them some sweet treats. But the first batch just came out of the oven and I need to try one because it's a new recipe and I want to make sure it tastes good. Mom already took one, so that's why there's one missing, but this is what they look like. The whole house smells like cookies and it's like phenomenal. Anyhow, cheers. I love baking so much. They're like crispy on the edges and chewy on the inside. They're mini chocolate chips, so it's like ooey and gooey everywhere. I'm gonna finish this. I'm also
Okay.
trying to figure out what my new read, or my next book is supposed to be, because it's stressing me out because I want to read something, but I can't figure out what I want to read. Right now is 9.
You should read, if you guys have not read, Chain Gang All-Stars. That's what I'm reading right now, and I'm about 70% of the way through. Read that book. Very good. Very, very good.
15. Yes, I know it's late. It's very late for me to be eating dinner, actually, because I need to go to sleep soon.
Wait, what time was it?
Right now is 9:15. Yes, I know it's late. It's very late for me to be eating dinner, actually, because I need to go to sleep
I eat dinner around that time every day.
soon. Anyhow, I ordered Chili's. I got their fajitas, half steak, half chicken. It came with beans and rice, which I actually really enjoyed their beans, even though it wasn't refried beans. I don't know what it is, but I think it's like black beans with tomatoes and jalapenos and cilantro. Delicious.
Okay, I mean, maybe I am just out of the loop, okay? And I probably am, because I don't really use DoorDash very often. But like DoorDashing a restaurant food to your house is just like, that's crazy to me. It feels so unnecessary to do that, especially because it seems like she's been home all day. Again, I will always say this, right? If you've been home all day, you should be cooking at home. Like, there's no reason to order Chili's. Like, it seems like she lives with her parents, right? She said her mom ate her
Nigga, what?
again, it's hard because, again, how much of this is what she wants to be doing? Like, would she be doing this if she wasn't filming it? And that's the question. You should, like, she's been out of the loop, okay? And I probably am, because I don't really use DoorDash very often. But like DoorDashing a restaurant food to your house is just like, that's crazy to me. It feels so unnecessary to do that, especially because it seems like she's been home all day. Again, I will always say this, right? If you've been home all day, you should be cooking at home. Like, there's no reason to order Chili's. Like, it seems like she lives with her parents, right? She said her mom ate her.
What's the difference? The only difference is you're spending money. If you don't want to eat at home, order food. If you don't want to eat fast food, order restaurant food. What was the point of this take? Girl, what are you talking about?
Again, it's hard because, again, how much of this is what she wants to be doing? Like, would she be doing this if she wasn't filming it? And that's the question that I always ask, right? Is that, would this be the diet if the camera wasn't there? And I don't know. I mean,
Duh, she was big. Duh, she was big before the camera started rolling. She was big before all this. Yes, she's been trying to lose weight, so I can imagine it was probably worse. And she's like cleaning it up a little bit because she might be self-conscious, but it's still bad. What is he talking about?
I want to like lean towards probably not. Maybe that's putting too much faith in humanity, but it just feels like this is a show now, right? And it's like, how much can I push this to get as
well? Of course she's playing into it, but she's also getting paid. Like, it's more of an incentive to figure out how to build and build and build and become more and more obtuse.
much traction and attention as possible, right? Because attention equals validation, equals money, and all of that stuff, right?
And just pretend like you don't know what you're doing. I do believe she's playing into it as well.
Yes.
She knows she's playing into it. She's deliberately buying the food. Wasn't she on Ozempic?
1.5 of the 4 flour tortillas that they gave me. This was like the cheese, sour cream, and pico situation. That's how much I ate. I got a side of guacamole. That's how much I ate. And then I got street corn in a cup, which I'm obsessed with.
Okay. I see what he means by the Chili's comment. Because you can buy all this at the grocery store and cook it yourself. I had Chili's and I was like, girl, this is a bullshit ass meal I could have threw together. So I get what he means in that regard, but then again, it's like the only difference is spending money. I mean, why does it really matter? Why does it really matter?
Chili's street corn. It used to be on the cob, but now they put it in a cup, which
I'm not gonna lie, this meal is decent.
I haven't tried it.
It's a lot, but it's pretty good meal.
So this, I think I might have a little more because I'm really enjoying it. I filmed an I got the bag video, so that's why you're just seeing this now.
So what she's saying is, when she says I got the bag video, that's the video that we just watched, where she shows the food and then just...
She should have stretched this meal. I don't know about eating it all in one sitting. I couldn't even eat all the fucking Chili's food I had in one sitting. I had to eat it throughout the day. So, girl,
Sits there and eats in front of the camera and doesn't say anything.
Everything that I'm gonna eat today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you so much. Bye.
So again, like that's pretty much what the content is. And the reason that this is, I don't want to say sad, but the reason that this is interesting to me is because again, this was someone that initially or at some point she was talking about how she wanted to lose weight and she was on a GLP-1, like it was important to her, that it was something that she wanted to do. But then I feel like you get traction doing the opposite of that, something that is, in my opinion, easier, right? Eating Chili's, chocolate chip cookies, just eating whatever you want, right? Not really even thinking about it. And when you get that attention and when you get that traction, it's like, well, what's the point? Why would I even try to lose weight? Because even if I do try to lose weight, those videos aren't going to do as well, and it's only going to get worse, right? Because when you continuously make videos like this and you're getting 20,000 plus likes, those are the people that want to watch your videos. They want to see that type of content. And so if you try to change it up and eat healthier, those people are not going to be interested. And it's not even just that, right? It's not just,
but then you'll eventually, those people will turn into hate watchers, and then it'll be filtered through a whole new audience that wants to see you lose weight. I mean, you'll go through a low, but okay, I don't really get what the point is of him mentioning that. Shifting content styles is going to make her views go lower, so she has more of an incentive to continue to eat, so she can maintain this attention and get money, so she can get fatter and fatter. I get it. What is the point? Why? I don't get like the overarching, like, okay. Am I slow? Yeah.
it's just that those people aren't going to be interested. It's the algorithm as well. The algorithm isn't going to put it in front of anybody. So it's not like you don't even have a chance to grow, right?
Okay.
Because the algorithm has gotten used to you posting eating unhealthy foods, right? That's what
Okay.
it's expecting. And then when you switch it up, the chances of it still picking up and it's still sending it out to the same amount of people is, one, very low. And then on top of that, say if it even does send it out to those people, the people aren't going to be interested because clearly they want content that is unhealthy.
And this is why you shouldn't just post on TikTok. You should post everywhere, different kinds of content. I post on Instagram, Tumblr, this, there, and that. I do commentary reaction on here, animation over there, do this over there. I run an art page. Like, there's different audiences for everything, and everybody wants to see different facets of me, which I think is T. I think it's T because people are actually paying attention a little bit. So, you know, build your brand, girl. You don't have to do this.
Foods, right? That is the biggest problem. I don't have a problem with Sheeran. She seems like a nice young lady. That is not what this video really is about. It's more about the fact that she is in this thing that so many other people fall into, right? That's the problem. I understand why
I need to fall into
she is doing what she is doing. That amount of attention is addicting. Of course you're going to want to keep doing that, right? And so I'm not shaming her or trying to make it seem like she's a bad person. Again, she seems very nice. I'm just saying she got sucked into this thing that it's very hard to get out of. Obviously, she's a human. She has free will. She could decide not to do it, but I understand why she doesn't, right? But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I would love to know what you think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
period. So he never talked about her being on Ozempic. And if he did, I guess I missed it. I guess, or maybe that was like a clickbait title. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. But she's playing into it. It's giving Amberlynn Reed. I'm not gonna sit here and bash her and say a bunch of bullshit because she ain't do nothing but eat. So girl, if you want to sit here and eat up, okay? I even order you some brownies, order you some crumble cookie. You like cake? You like sweet treat, girl? Please. Like I can't want nothing you don't want for yourself. I mean, I'm not gonna be an enabler. I mean, I just said I was, but girl, I'm not watching it. I ain't watching it. So video ends here.